Hi everyone. I have something to show you. Hang on. I got my residence permit yesterday. So, what this means is I got approved for my permit and it's good for 2 years. So that gives me 2 years to build a life here, to build a community here, to just really settle here. And I just want to talk about what a relief that is. Because these past couple months that I've been here, my energy has been, and focus has been around, what happens if I don't get approved, or if I don't get to stay, if I have to leave or something. And so there's been a lot of not sure of what's gonna happen, a lot of uncertainty around what's gonna happen next. So with this card, I can shift my mindset from what if I have to leave to I get to stay and continue building a life here. And that's a huge shift, let me tell you. It represents freedom, opportunity, escape. It means I can get, I'm gonna pay taxes here, and I'm gonna, get healthcare now finally. So it's a huge step. Just today I went to register with the city, which is the next step you have to do when you get your card. You go register with the city so they know you're here legally. And I got my little BSN, which is like your social security number here, and it allows you to get health insurance, and it allows you to get the gym membership. Basically, everything you need in the Netherlands you get when you have that number. So now I can access healthcare and banking and gyms and all of that stuff that I've not been able to really do. So I kind of feel like I've been in transition these last few months, and now I finally get to stay here and settle in here and become a resident. And that's a really exciting shift for me. And I just want to talk about that on here and just unpack what that means. So I've mentioned on this channel that I am sober. I've been sober 8.5 years almost. And that's a really big part of my identity, is as a sober person who doesn't drink, doesn't use drugs, doesn't smoke, any of that. It's a huge piece of my identity. It's a big part of my business is coaching people on how to be sober and recovery and all of that. And one of the things I want to emphasize on this video is, in sobriety, you get to choose the life you want to have, because you're no longer beholden to alcohol or drugs or cigarettes or whatever your addiction is. You're no longer beholden to the demands of that. You have energy, you have time, you can focus on other things like, where do I want to live? How do I want to live? What kind of lifestyle do I want? And for me, with 8 years sober, I had a realization of I want to finally live overseas. I've wanted to live overseas since I was 13, as I've mentioned before, but I just never could make it happen, in part because of my addiction, because addiction always took precedence in my life, and so everything else got shifted to the back while I focused on the addiction and getting drinks and all of that. And that was my main focus, and I spent a lot of money and time and energy on all of that. I went to a really good college that had a really good study abroad program. Did I study abroad? No, I did not. Why? Because because drinking was my main focus, and I realized if I studied abroad, I wouldn't be able to drink with my friends as much, and I wouldn't be able to see them. And for me, the time to go abroad would have been fall of my junior year, but I was turning 21, and I was like, I don't want to turn 21 in a foreign country. That's no fun. I want to turn 21 in the United States, where it's going to be fun and a party. And so I didn't go abroad that fall. Consequently, I didn't get to go abroad at all. It is what it is. I mean, my 21st birthday was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I don't remember a lot of it, but I know I had fun apparently. So yeah, it was a great time, but I could have spent that semester in Italy or France or Greece or somewhere instead and probably had even more fun, but I did not. And that is just one example of the ways in which addiction took over my life and caused me to not live out a dream I had. So now this is me, all these years later, at the age of 41, with 8 years sober, saying, I am claiming my power and my life, and I am claiming myself, and I am living overseas. And that is an amazing feeling. Like, just the fact that I can live overseas, that I have the ability to, that I am able to do that it's inspiring. And I hope that it inspires you to live your dreams, particularly if you're newly sober or wanting to get sober. Just think about, like, what is the life you can have in sobriety that you're not having now? Where are you going to live? Who are you going to be around? What are you going to do? You can have this amazing, beautiful life too. And you can have it in addition to, I'm sure there are addicts everywhere. So you can still have it in another country. But, think about, like, when you have mind clarity and everything, you really can focus on, what do I want? Where do I want to be? Who do I want to surround myself with? And these are questions that I was able to answer after getting sober. Anyway, shifting gears a bit. So, it's really exciting. This week is also the anniversary of my mom's death. 3 years ago, she passed away, and so it's a little bittersweet that I got my residence permit this week, because I haven't talked about this, I don't think, in the video yet. I would not have been able to move abroad if she was still alive, for a couple reasons. One is, her health was so poor the last few years of her life that I wouldn't have wanted to be so far away from her in case something bad happened. Like she took a turn for the worst or died or whatever. I would have been, thousands of miles away with no way to get back to her in time. So that was a big part of the reason why I didn't move before. And also because she left me a lot of money and a rental property in Texas. And so those two pieces allowed me to be able to have the money to move abroad, because it does cost money. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not cheap. Doesn't mean it's not doable if you don't have money, but it is definitely easier if you have money. And so having that money, that generational wealth, as we call it, that privilege, whatever word you want to use for it, has allowed me to build a life abroad that I've been wanting for 30 years almost. But I could not have done that if she was still alive. And that doesn't mean that I'm glad she's gone, or that I don't miss her, or that I wish she was still around. One thing I've learned is that grief evolves and changes, and it's non-linear, and it doesn't always make sense, and you have to hold sometimes two competing things at the same time, like gratitude for her life and gratitude for her death at the same time. And those may seem contradictory, but they're not. Like, I can be grateful that she was alive and that she was my mom and all these things, and also be grateful that she's gone, because it's allowed me to live a better life than what I had before. And these two things are in tension with each other, but I don't feel a need to explain or apologize or justify those feelings either. And it's sad because I'm also realizing, like, she never got to travel. She always wanted to see the world. She always wanted to see other countries, and she never got to. She never made it to Mexico. And here I am living in another country. I've traveled to 15, 16 other countries, been on 4 continents. And I'm living out her dream. And that's a lot, I don't mean to make it sound like it's a burden, because it's not a burden. It's a great joy. But it's also a lot to carry, to realize that, like, this life I'm living was her dream as well, if that makes sense. And I don't mean to be so heavy. These videos won't always be like this, I promise. But yeah, so things are good here. I'm excited to start building life here. get more furniture for the apartment, get my husband over here with our cats eventually, get settled more. I'm making friends, I'm, being very active. I'm going to poker nights and movie nights and AA meetings and running groups and hiking groups, and I'm getting involved in various different ways. I've joined a baseball team, maybe, figure that out. Anyway, yeah, so I'm building a really good life here that I can be proud of, that my mom would be proud of, that I feel good about. Yeah, it just feels really good to be here, and I'm so glad I got this card finally. It was a long road to get, but I will say the process, super easy, like super easy. It's ridiculous how easy it is to get. Like, this is one of the easiest visas in the EU to get. So if you are also wanting to get out of the country for whatever reason, political, personal, whatever, let's talk, because I have many thoughts about that, and I would love to help you make that happen for yourself. So leave a comment here on this video, or message me somehow on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or wherever you find me, and we can chat about options, because the Netherlands is a great country. It's got a lot of beautiful options for you. It's got a really easy visa process if you're a US citizen especially. So I would love to help you also escape the country or get out, or whatever you want to phrase it as. So yeah, so get at me in my comments, in my DMs, wherever, and let's chat about options, because I would love to discuss with you how to help you move out of the country. So yeah, I hope everyone's having a great day and a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.